What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome back to WWE 2K15 on the PS5 in 2021, because I feel like it anyhow. I think today, perhaps finally, William Regal, attackslug, one-on-one retirement match is the plan. We shall see how things progress from here. So, again, Vicky's like, hey, I got nothing for you. Sorry, Slug. You got Tommy Wall or El Hondero, and I'll always take that tune-up to get to a main brand at some point. This NXT rematch with the good Lucha Things. But a clothesline. Knock his freaking head off. Anyhow, welcome to a fine Thursday on the program. Had to think about that for a second, but yes, it is Thursday. Obviously, NXT and AEW happened last night, and some blockbuster matches happening there, or I guess one in particular that happened in the main event of AEW. Good God, go watch it, like, right now. Turn this off, go watch that if you haven't watched that, because, man, I'm going to finish this video and watch it again. It was really good. But we'll get to that when we get to that here in our discussion. But first, WrestleMania tickets pre-sale started this morning. So if you wanted the pre-sale and you're watching this right now at 5 p.m., you missed it. But the main on sale happens on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the pre-sale was this morning for about 2 hours-ish through the Ticketmaster website and whatever else. So yes, happening, but also we now know it will not be 45,000 in Raymond James Stadium. It will be the same as the Super Bowl at 25,000. So in them pods with, I would imagine, the cardboard cutout type stuff going on for Mania. So again, that's much safer, that's much less crazy, but I would have thought Vince would have been like, look, we have to get more fans than were in the building for the Super Bowl. We have to. And so I guess they're matching it, but they're not exceeding it. At least that's the current word going out right now from the business side of that. So, besides that, there was a confirmation from Andrade himself that all of the rumors are true and he wants out of his deal. But we'll see how long that might take. It might be a Neville situation of being stuck there for a year, sitting at home because they were not let him out of that contract. And that would just be, you know, not great, man. Absolutely not great. Reversal. Nah. Hondero. Chops. I wanted to knock him down. I have a different signature. And I wanted to knock him down for it, and it just didn't pan out. Didn't pan out. Smart strategy there from the Slug. But let's start with triangle. It said signature. I thought I had one, and now it's not saying it. I'm very confused as to why it would say I have one and then not give me what I want. Batista style. So AEW. Right, we opened with Penta and Cody with their whole grudge thing from, I guess, last week. And Cody wins by a roll-up. And, alright, it's not going to give it to me now. Like, why say it? Is the game glitching? I don't know. You know what? At this point, I don't care. Hondero, I've let you live for too long now. You're going down. All the way down, and then all the way across the ring with that Slug Sploder. And then, oh my, says Cole. That's his trademark phrase, oh my. And then drag your carcass to the center and easily squash Hondero. Bye-bye. 4-star squash match. Nice match out there. Shut up. Let me guess. Nothing for me this week. And now Mark Henry gets to lose to me again. Man, okay. So after Cody rolls up Penta for a quick flash pin victory, we had Penta going after the shoulder of Cody, and then late to the party here, QT Marshall is still like, okay, what's his deal? What's his deal with the Nightmare family? That whole storyline continues, which is fine. Jade Cargill squashed a jobber, so they're going to build her up for something. After the match, she was kind of going into it with Red Velvet at ringside. Mark, relax. At ringside. So that's going to, I guess, be a thing where they're going to fight again with Cargill and Red Velvet. Now, The Pinnacle is the name of MJF's faction. We got a in-ring promo with those gentlemen. And, of course, to me that says at some point we're going to get that blood and guts match, the War Games style match between those two factions of the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. Now, we had a 10-man tag team match here with Jurassic Express, Bear Country versus the entire bit of the Hardy faction there. And the Hardy faction won that match. Matt Hardy being the Glory Hound, getting that pinfall, because that's kind of what he does. That is his current, oh my god, gimmick here. And I get squished by Mark Henry. Like, I thought this was a tune-up, and Mean Mark just too strong for the Slug. Now, we got a backstage promo here from Christian Cage, explaining why, finally, he is in AEW. And basically, it boils down to he wants to cement his legacy. He's been gone for 7 years. He does want to earn some wins first before actually challenging Omega, but his goal is that world title. So, I guess we'll see how they handle this. Because if it's supposed to have a ranking system in AEW, and you gotta have guys that are going to jump the rankings because they're names, that's going to kind of defeat the purpose of having a ranking system in the first place. Right? Right. Now, Moxley and Eddie Kingston fought the Good Brothers and got jumped before the match because Mox's entrance takes forever to happen, and they won the match, but out comes Kenny Omega, and they Pillmanize the leg of Eddie and try to Pillmanize the neck of Moxley, but the Young Bucks somehow stopped that whole thing from happening, and there's still dissension among the Bucks and between the rest of what were the Elite or the Bullet Club type stuff there. So, storylines weaving in and out here with all these folks involved in this weirdness. And one more time, we had Sting being interviewed by Shivani, also Darby, at the entrance, and out of the face tunnel comes Lance Archer and Jake the Snake, saying, hey, what about us? What about our time? Enough of Sting, he's an old man, what about us? And I'm like, he really was talking very heel-ish for someone who came out of the face tunnel. Another 4-star squash. You guys are going to give me Regal at some point, right? And I get Ryback. Feed me more. Now, I feel like they had Archer and Jake out the face tunnel because they panned the camera over afterwards, and out comes Team Taz to also interrupt Sting and Darby. And what happened here that was different was that the Machine Brian Cage was like, look, Sting, I respect you. Like, that whole spiel. And then Taz is like, what are you doing? Like, this is not, you're not a face, you're a heel. Like, what's happening here? And Cage leaves, and they're all kind of, I guess, confused. And what I will say here, in terms of Sting, stupid. Don't fall for it, Sting. Don't fall for it. How many times has a heel done this where they pretend to be on the side of Sting and then, boom, swerved him? Kayfabe-wise, the character of Sting is incredibly stupid and trusting of anybody who says they're on his side. So, please, Sting, for once, don't be an idiot. Because I feel like they're going to have him be an idiot and fall for this thing. But you would have thought, after that match on pay-per-view, you would have been done with Team Taz versus Sting and Darby. Apparently, we're not. At least, not yet. Now, Phoenix beat Angelico. They announced Darby defending against John Silver next week of the Dark Order. So, at some point, I think we perhaps build towards Archer and Darby as he defends week after week against different challengers, but that's just my guess here. And the main event, lights out, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, amazing. Just go out of your way and watch that match, because, good God, amazing. So, Britt Baker, like, as someone, when she debuted, I'm kind of like, just kind of a bland face, not the best in the ring, okay, but not like, I'm like, this is what you got for your first signing of your AEW Women's Division? What a difference between then and now, where just, man, the bump she was taking in this match, getting powerbombed onto thumbtacks, taking a Death Valley driver onto a ladder, and then going through a table with a Thunder driver, a Fire Thunder driver there at the end, and busted open. Like, the Crimson Mask was wild. And I'm not someone who wants to see blood in every match, right? I think blood in wrestling, number one, has a place. Because if you're in a fight, chances are, at some point, like a real fight, there's going to be blood. So having it in a match in wrestling that's supposed to be a fight of a sort makes sense. But when you have it in every match, you get, alright, it's a bit much. So having it at the end of a blood feud, having blood here with both ladies, it adds to the match that much more. Obviously, WWE is in a different direction there where they don't want that at all because they're a PG company and everything else. But man, does it add... It heightens the match to a level that it wouldn't get without that there. And just stellar. Just forget men, forget women, just as a wrestling match here, as the end of a feud between these two, as a star-making performance. It was stellar. So yes, go watch it if you haven't watched it. Great match. Great match. So, besides that, I suppose there was also NXT, and I guess it's worth mentioning some things that happened here. Balor had an in-ring promo here with Cross, and Burch and Lorcan interrupt, which leads to a tag team main event for those NXT tag team titles. Ryback gets sent down to the ground with that Slug Exploder. We had Dexter Lumis beating Austin Theory the rest of the way, not being in the building. So, of course, Lumis there just beating him. You got tuned up, Ryback. You got tuned all the way up. Another 4-star squash match. Looking forward to the match with attackslug. Like, how do you not push me, Vicky? I'm winning everything. I'm squashing everybody, and I'm fighting William Regal on pay-per-view, I hope? Like, push. Finally, the real man's man, attackslug at Money in the Bank. I'm not in Money in the Bank, but I'm at Money in the Bank. Here we go. Boston, Massachusetts. Doing my dang thing. So, what do we got here? Fantasma fought Breezango and beat Breezango, but guess who finally returns to the U.S. here? It is Jordan Devlin. And I had to think that he had a plane with somebody else here later on in the evening. But yes, the true Cruiserweight champion is in the building, and both men have titles, and Stand and Deliver, it's going to be titles, I would hope on the ladder perhaps, but we'll see. Now then, Stark fought Kai, and Kai won that match, but Io wants Raquel Gonzalez. So that's going to happen, I would imagine, at Stand and Deliver. Now, this show, we had heard, was potentially impacted by another NXT viral outbreak. And so we did not see Leon Ruff or Swerve, and we did not see Tim Thatcher. Because it was supposed to be Thatcher and Ciampa versus Imperium, and it was just Ciampa versus Marcel Bartel. And he won that match, but guess who was also here from the UK? Walter. So that's going to be, I would hope, a match for him, again, at Stand and Deliver. So Walter in the building, Imperium, and they just were crushing Ciampa there because it was 3-on-1. So what are you going to do? But where is Wolf? We don't know. Now we had the debut on NXT of LA Knights versus a jobber. But during that debut, out on the entrance ramp as a distraction was indeed Bronson Reed, who stole his coat from his locker and did the whole fat guy in a little coat rip. And that happened. So that's going to happen, I would imagine, at Stand and Deliver. So we had the main event, which was Burch and Lorcan for those tag team titles against Cross and Balor. And there was a shotgun dropkick on the outside, which knocked over Scarlett. And then, guess what? It was a victory for Burch and Lorcan. And Regal is too smart for me. Too smart in his retirement match for Mr. William Regal. He ducks my opening move. I say move. He studied the tapes. He's smart. He knows. That's awesome. That is some fine details here from Regal, who is a terrible tag team partner, but certainly a fine singles competitor here. Power of the punch and whatnot. Oh man, I'm gonna get wrecked here by Regal. Like, this is going, alright, look. It's your retirement, Regal. That means you look at the lights and you lose. Unless you're Edge, and then you go away for 9 years and then come back and win. Like, alright, whatever. Generally, at retirements, you're gonna lose. It happens to everybody. Like, you put over the new guy. And guess what, Regal? I'm the new guy. So yeah, that was NXT. It was fine. But compared to AEW, yeah. So we still don't know, and have not confirmed, whether or not this NXT thing on Tuesdays is going to be announced shortly. But I've heard it is on the current schedule that it's going to happen after Mania. So the final NXT on Wednesday should be Night 1 of Stand and Deliver, is the current guess from everybody, from the network and hockey and all that stuff here. Man, would you really want to go? Would you really want to go toe to toe and chain wrestle William Regal? That seems like a bad idea. Like, come on now. He's just that good. He's just that good. Neck breaker. Attackslug fighting back on pay-per-view. But yeah, of anything that happened last night on any show, go watch Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa. Just knocked it out of the park. Like, my expectations were kind of here, and it just totally exceeded them hugely. I did not expect that match to be as brutal as it was. Just a stunning performance there. Go watch it. Can't say enough good things about that match. Like, holy crap. Now then, Regal, you needs to go. Right? You're fighting back. You're putting in a good fight here. Much better than Mark Henry and Ryback today. But guess what? I missed the chop. I missed the chop. Woo! I missed it. Pick him up. Don't just look at him. I hate that. Like, if I'm hitting up in the stick here, rock him. The power of my punch, William Regal. The power of powerbomb. Attack slug. Going to the top. Gonna fly. The high-flying, good Lucha Slug. The stomp to the midsection. Pick him up. And hit the famouser. Boom. And then pick him up. And then the finish, which is the Slug Sploder. Everyone stays down to the Slug Sploder. But he's too close to the ropes. And that might not be enough time to capitalize on my finishing maneuver. 2. And it's 3. William Regal, great career. I'll see you later on NXT for WoW Games. Here is your winner, and ready for SmackDown on the main roster. Attack Slug, baby. 4 stars. Thank you. You are truly a superstar. WWE Universe, thank you for the fun times. I will miss this. But what does this mean for the future of the Slug? Randy Orton beats Kane at Money in the Bank. And it looks like I am this close to heading to SmackDown. So, making my way downtown. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time. And I'm out.